Chapter 440 is the first time we're told Minato had another fight on the day of the Nine Tails attack 16 years ago. The mystery opponent being with the masked man who saw through all of his moves and possessed extraordinary power. We'd obviously come to find out later that this was his former student and the current leader of the Akatsuki, Obito Uchiha. This fight was shrouded in mystery until we got to actually see the events of the Nine Tails attack unfold from chapters 500 to 504. Not only are these some of the best chapters in the entire series, on top of that they are some of the most important. Today I'm going to go over Minato's fight with Obito and Kurama and break down all the events and important parts, similar to how I did with Sasuke vs Deidara a few months back. This should serve as a nice recap for anyone who hasn't seen the fight in a while, and for those that have, it should offer some nice insight. Before we begin, I'd like to ask if you could leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel, as I'd greatly appreciate it, but let's start with chapter 500. Since I'm covering the entirety of this fight, I'm going to have to cover the build up to the fight as well, but it'll be important when pulling an interpretation for some of the statements I feel are constantly misinterpreted later. Minato is saying how he'll be there when Kushina gives birth because he has to monitor the seal. You can call this him being a good husband and wanting to look after his wife, or interpret it the way that he's the only one capable of doing this, or they could both be true, and if I'm being honest, I think that's probably the best way to interpret it. Hiruzen informs Minato and Kushina that considering the worst case scenario, Kushina is going to have her baby under a barrier slightly outside the village with Hiruzen's wife and the Black Ops team that's directly assigned to Hiruzen. After a conversation with Sasuke's mom, we cut to Kushina having her baby and we see the masked man killing the Anbu guards. After Naruto is born, Minato talks about suppressing the Nine Tails, but Hiruzen's wife and her assistant scream out in pain and collapse. The masked man is holding Naruto, telling Minato to step away from Kushina or the baby will die after his first minute. A pretty important detail that I never hear talked about is the fact that the masked man killed Hiruzen's wife on this night as well. I think it's pretty sad and tragic that her death got overshadowed by the giant Nine Tails attack that was to happen right afterwards, and obviously the death of the 4th Hokage and his wife. Picking up with chapter 501, the masked man throws Naruto in the air and attempts to go for a stab, but Minato uses body flicker or raw movement, whatever, to grab Naruto before the blade gets to him. This was a setup from Obito, as there are paper bombs on Naruto's back that were placed by the masked man, while Minato starts ripping them off and teleporting to a nearby shed. He successfully defends Naruto but ends up getting a splinter from the explosion. Minato's not a fool though. He recognizes that the masked man forced him to use his flying Raijin jutsu to separate him and Kushina, and he says he has to hurry. We learned that Minato has flying Raijin markers incorporated into the sealing spell, which sort of makes me think that Minato's seal is placed on Kushina, but that's not too important, just more of a tidbit. Then we see the masked man take control of the Nine Tails, and I think it's a little disingenuous to compare this feat to the feat of Madara taking control of the Nine Tails. Yes, it is both of them taking control of the full Nine Tails, but the context in which they both took control is a little bit different. Madara took control of Kurama while he was just walking around, at full power and unrestrained. The masked man is taking control of Kurama while he's being chained up and suppressed. Even though the tetragram seal is weakened during childbirth, the chains placed on Kurama are still holding him just fine, and we know that these chains suppress the Nine Tails. After this, we see the chains get broken out of and turn to mush as Kurama escapes Kushina in one of Naruto's best drawn panels. The masked man attempts to make Kurama end Kushina, but Minato saves her just in time. I do want to compliment the masked man on the speed by which he did this. In the time it took Minato to teleport 3 times and tuck Naruto into bed, he extracted the Nine Tails and put it under his control. I do recognize Minato is working with a baby. He has to be a little bit delicate, but still, it's pretty impressive. After returning Kushina to Naruto's side in bed, Minato grabs his Hokage jacket, and we've all seen this panel before when he's putting it on, telling her he'll be right back. Then at the end of the chapter, there's this little cameo of Kid Itachi holding baby Sasuke, saying that he feels something ominous. This is obviously the Nine Tails chakra. Then starting chapter 502, this is the chapter that houses the majority of the fight, but aside from that, this chapter starts with Kakashi, Itachi, and Hiruzen all noticing this weird chill in the air that we can only guess is the feeling of the Nine-Tails chakra. The masked man summons Kurama and he obviously gets right to work destroying the village. One thing I want to point out, this isn't super crazy or anything, but Kurama can use this move that doesn't get utilized too often, and it's where he can yell and expend this large amount of chakra from his body as sort of like a shockwave. He uses it to explode nearby houses and send villagers flying away. He does the same thing to Kabuto back on Tenchi Bridge, and I guess Naruto does the same thing in part 1 when he yells away Sasuke's fireball. But it's just strange that Kurama does this. It's similar to like the rotation from the Hyuga clan, if I had to compare it to something, which I guess maybe speaks to Kurama's chakra control, but whatever, let's move on. Hiruzen gears up to fight Kurama alongside the rest of the village, as Minato appears on top of his Hokage monument, meaning that he probably put a flying Raijin marker there, which makes sense considering this is also where he goes after he teleports away Madara's Truthseeker orb in the war arc. Kurama takes note of Minato's presence and gears up a gigantic Biju bomb. It's pretty powerful as well. I mean, obviously it's Kurama, but the chakra spear is destroying the houses nearby without even touching them. Just with the sheer force that Kurama shot it with, it's erasing the houses. Minato stops the bomb with a flying Raijin barrier called Flying Thunder God Guiding Thunder, and I want to read the small entry it has in the 4th data book explaining the jutsu. It's a space-time barrier ninjutsu that was Minato's strong point. It opened a crack of space-time in mid-air, absorbed the huge-tailed beast bomb that the Nine-Tails fired in an instant, and transferred it to a different place. Getting ahead of myself a little bit here, but Minato does say that the amount of chakra he uses to teleport something away is in proportion to the size of the thing that he's teleporting. So obviously teleporting something away this large with such a large crack in space-time probably used a considerable amount of chakra. Despite this fact, Minato still says with this much power, he's got to be careful to choose where he redirects his attacks, which implies to me that he's prepared to teleport multiple of these away. This is a testament to Minato's chakra supply, which we know is nothing too large from Kakashi, but this still means he should have a decent amount of chakra, especially considering that up to this point, Minato has used a total of 5 flying Raijins. 1 to teleport Naruto away from the masked man, again to teleport inside his house, again to teleport to Kushina, again when teleporting her back to his house, and again when he came to the Hokage monument. That's 6 when you include the barrier he just used to teleport the tailed beast bomb. That's also without mentioning that he was holding back the Nine-Tails throughout the entirety of Kushina giving birth. So don't sleep on Minato's chakra reserves, but at the same time take note that he's not exactly at 100% anymore. He'd had to do a lot before this fight actually happened. I'm not necessarily going to claim that Minato is fatigued, but I just wanted to be noted that he's used a lot of chakra. Next, the fight starts. Minato thinks he needs to alert Hiruzen about what's going on immediately, while the masked man sneaks up behind him holding his hands, which obviously is to get Minato into Kamui, but Minato reacts and attempts to stab the masked man in the head. There is a seeming reaction from the masked man here, but to bring up the 4th data book again, I'd like to read an entry from Kamui that elaborates on the jutsu a little bit more. I'll read the passage in full, but the important part is down towards the bottom and I'll make sure to highlight it during the rest of the video. A powerful dojutsu that can transfer everything into the dimension created with the Mangekyo Sharingan. In proportion to the amount of chakra the user employs, the possibly transferable mass of the target is increased or decreased. A skilled user of the jutsu can also teleport his own body at will. Furthermore, there's a subtle difference in powers of the left eye and the right eye. The left eye warps distant things into the dimension by fixating a glance on it, while the right eye, even unconsciously, makes a body part slip through by transferring it to the other dimension. Additionally, by having both eyes, Susanoo appears, and for skilled users it's even possible to apply Kamui's power to weapons. The part that's important here is saying even unconsciously it makes a body part slip through by transferring it to the other dimension. Unconsciously meaning without realizing or being aware of one's actions. Basically saying that Kamui can activate itself even without the masked man being aware of it. I'm getting at the idea that when Minato went for this headshot on the masked man, even though Kamui came on, it's not indicative of a reaction to the attack, because the jutsu can come on by itself. And for everyone that's seen the fight, I guess a question you would have would be, how did Minato hit the masked man with the Rasengan at the end of the fight? But we'll get to that part of the fight when it comes up, don't worry. After the kunai passes through his head, he grabs a hold of Minato's arm. In order to claim the two of them are comparable in speed in this moment, a comparable distance traveled has to be established or shown. Essentially, the masked man's slight hand movement along the path of Minato's arm has to be compared to the distance traveled after leaving his head and the masked man becoming tangible to grabbing Minato's arm. It also has to be taken into account that Minato was taken by surprise when his hit didn't land. Then, just to mention, it's not like Minato has to be moving at full speed here. All he knows is that there is someone behind him, and he's obviously trying to fend that person off, but saying he has to use his full power or speed to do this is just disingenuous. It's not like he uses a Rasengan or anything, and we know he can form those extremely quickly. After this, Minato starts getting absorbed into Kamui, but then he escapes using FTG, and the masked man says next time he'll take him a lot quicker as soon as they touch. Minato in another location, which seems to be the same one he teleported to when he saved Naruto from the paper bombs earlier, reflecting on what just happened, says, "My attack passed right through him. A moment later he made himself solid and tried to pull me aside of him. What was that jutsu?" The masked man appears again and Minato is surprised that he uses teleportation ninjutsu as well, but then deduces that that must be how he was able to move Kushina so quickly. He then starts listing everything the masked man did. He defeated the Anbu Black Ops directly assigned to Lower Third, got past the highest level classified barrier, knew that Nine-Tailed Seal would be weakened during childbirth, was able to unravel the Nine-Tailed Seal, tame him, and slip in and out of the leaf barriers without triggering any alarms, and as far as he knows there's only one shinobi who can do that, and he asked if he's Madara Uchiha. He then dismisses this possibility and says that he's dead. Then he says it doesn't really matter who he is, which a lot of people seem to maybe miss, because to this day you still have people thinking that Minato said this was Madara. Minato says this guy isn't ordinary and he can control the Nine Tails. His teleportation ninjutsu surpasses his and Tobirama's, and he's got some dangerous ideology. If he doesn't settle this, they'll have bigger problems than Nine Tails. Sort of indicates that he doesn't think the masked man is as big of a threat as Kurama, but to be fair, Kurama is currently terrorizing the village and he hasn't really fought the masked man yet, so yeah. Minato then thinks if he transports himself to the village that he'll be followed by the masked man and it'll be chaos, but if the masked man is anything like Madara, he shouldn't be able to maintain the Nine Tails in real space for that long, so he'll entrust the village to Hiruzen and take this guy down here. The masked man rushes at Minato and Minato rushes at some unspecified time off panel, but he goes right through him, obviously. And then Minato is wrapped in chains, but soon just teleports out of them. Then comes a pretty important monologue from Minato, another string of thoughts from him about his next plan of attack. My physical attacks don't affect his body, but he makes himself solid when he attacks me. I have to aim for a mutual strike precisely timed. He knows he's vulnerable when he attacks, and it takes a long time to summon the Nine Tails. He won't want a lengthy battle. This is all going to be over for one of us in an instant, and he starts rushing at the masked man again. It's important to remember that during this rush, Minato is trying to match the masked man's speed so as to strike at the same time as him, or at least make him think that, so that he'll become tangible and Minato can land a hit on him. Minato throws a kunai and it goes directly through the masked man's head, while Minato charges a Rasengan, and just before he's touched, he teleports and slams it down into the masked man's back with the flying Raijin level 2. One difference between the manga and anime here is the manga has Minato directly slam the Rasengan into his back before grabbing his kunai. The anime has Minato grab his kunai and then slam the Rasengan into his back. Now, for anyone wondering why the unconscious Kamui didn't activate, my answer would simply be that Minato was too fast for it this time. Even though it activates unconsciously, there has to be a speed at which that happens. It's not like Kamui is instantaneous or it activates in 0 time, nothing implies that. The masked man also only has his 3-tomo Sharingan on here. You can see that if you zoom in on the page, and although we know he can use Kamui with his 3-tomo Sharingan as shown in his fight with Konan, it's not clear if Kamui is still passive in that stage. Minato also deactivates his Rasengan before it fully explodes, like it's supposed to, as shown in these examples. I'll put multiple examples on the screen, I don't feel like reading all of them out though. In order to put a FTG marker on his back. Damage from this causes the masked man's arm to fall off, and to quickly ask a question, does everyone think this is a drawing mistake or that the masked man had extra Zetsu / Hashirama cells with him for this fight? Because this is the wrong arm to be gooping off like a Zetsu arm. That's supposed to be his right arm. We do know Zetsu can match your skin color, although in the original manga obviously, this was just all white. I'm just saying it's a possibility. Maybe the masked man went and picked up some extra Hashirama cells knowing he was going to have to tame the Nine Tails and fight the 4th Hokage. It's either that or this is a huge drawing error. I'll let everyone else decide. Just as the masked man backs off, Minato teleports to him and stabs him while placing a contract seal to take the Nine Tails out of his control. Minato does say that the masked man has seen through all of his moves like I mentioned in the intro, but as I counted, he couldn't see through Flying Raijin level 2, he couldn't see through the stab, and he couldn't see through the contract seal, so that's at least 3 moves that he didn't see through. So I don't think Minato was talking about in the fight. I think it's far more likely that he saw through all the moves to keep Kushina safe, even though those were supposed to be top secret. The masked man declares Minato worthy of the title of 4th Hokage for inflicting injury upon him and separating Nine Tails from him, and then he teleports away.